Peace and high frequencies, everybody. Woo, it's early in the morning for me, y'all. Ooh, head tattoo. Man, gosh. But I have an event today that I helped to coordinate, so I'm headed to get the breakfast for the participants and do my part. But yeah, I'm back from vacation. Blackfoot Wish was able to get to the Caribbean. I went to the Bahamas. I was able to lay on the beach, patronize my people, grease their palms really nicely, and learn about their history, you know, because every time I go out of the country, my goal is to connect with our people and connect the pieces from the diaspora and all of the trauma that has been created from the Moors. So what I do is talk to our people and learn about, you know, how they live, how much they get paid, and, you know, their ancestors, their parents, and their great-great-grandparents, you know, and I want to know about their land, their history, their rich culture. And I tell you all, I met some people with beautiful skin. Oh my God. It was magical. And I was like, I want to lay out in the sun until my skin gets as black as you all's with this gold tint to it. It was so black. It was like a hint of gold was like shimmering off of them. It was just beautiful, just naturally, just beautiful, just gods. Walking amongst gods. We are gods. By far we are gods. But yeah, that was my travels. It was amazing. And I went for a friend of mine, her birthday. She turned 62. We met some other people there that we just met on the cruise, and we connected, and we just had a blast, y'all. I believe in life balance. I believe in getting away. I believe in, you know, traveling outside of, you know, your area. And I'm definitely big on going out of the country. And I hadn't been anywhere since Taiwan in 2020. So it's been 3 years since I traveled out of the country. And now I'm feeling like I'm ready to go back. So there's been some talk about Cuba. So maybe the next trip could be Cuba. There's been some talk about Cuba. So yeah, I love to travel. And so I want to go into my dreams. The dream oracle is here. And so yes, I had one dream that I recall when I was on the cruise. But I had a dream the night before. I had a dream last night. But I really want to talk about the dream last night because it was a part that stuck out to me. And in the dream, I was being like attacked by various females that I knew, and not physically attacked, but they were trying to attack my spirit. They were trying to attack who I was. You know, they were envious of me just being me. You know, sometimes you have people who are just envious of you just being who you are. And so it was people who were close to me. It was my sister, and then it was a best friend of mine that I've known since childhood. And both of them were doing things and trying to do things to make me upset or angry or cause my downfall. But it didn't happen. It never penetrated deep to me. And even when my childhood friend said, I'm going to say that you took my spot. I'm going to say that you did this and did that. And even when she was trying to put slander my name, the thing about it was the authority she was telling to disregarded her. They disregarded her. Even when my sister was trying to bring me down in the dream and make me feel some type of way, and she went looking in my car and asked me questions about some things I had of my mother. And I told her, you know, I'm not going through this with you. I'm just not doing it. I never allowed these people to really penetrate my field and get to a point where it bothered me and wavered me emotionally or even psychologically. And so as the dream progresses, I get to this location, y'all. I'm sure I'm on time, yeah. I get to this location and we're in this space. It's like we have been doing some traveling by foot. And I run into this man, this white man, and he didn't have on a shirt. And he was getting some work done. Ooh, y'all, these roads are horrible. He was getting some work done on his body. But on the front side of his bodies were hieroglyphic. It was like, I remember seeing the bird, the feather, and there was some more hieroglyphs on his body in the front. His front of his body was strictly hieroglyphs. And it was like, it was 3D. It was protruding out of his body. It wasn't like a tattoo. It was 3D, where it was coming out of his skin. Like his skin was like made out of almost Play-Doh or something, and you could see the design 3D of the hieroglyphs. Then he turns around. When he turns around, his back, same thing, is like Play-Doh. Skin is protruding out. It's like this 3D structure. It's almost like how you see a statue, but it was soft, and it was his back, it was his skin. It was the Shushuma. It was the center line, just like the staff in the Caduceus. So it was that center part, it was the Shushuma in the middle. And then it had 6 snakes. These 6 snakes were like a yellow color, almost like a faint lime green, yellowish color. And you can see the snake heads. And then there was a separate snake over to the side on the floor that was also connected to those 6 snakes. So I was intrigued. I walk over to him and I say, wow, you know, you have, and I count, I said, you have 6, oh, and that's 7 snakes. And he said, yes. And I said, this is amazing. I said, I love your artwork on your body. Like, who did this? He said, and I said, I've got to get this done. He said, my master before he moved, and he moved on, and he may not be even here anymore to practice to do it for you. And I said, what do you call this artwork? What is this called? And he said, Silly Goose. And I was like, okay. In the dream, it made perfect sense. Now, of course, who knows what that means. He said, Silly Goose. And I was like, okay. And I said, what is your master's name? And he repeated it. And I can't even, it was, oh my God, y'all, for the life of me, I don't think I'm able to say it. I don't think I'm able to say it. But it started with the Kurt. I can't even try to say it, y'all. I'm not even going to try to say it. But anyway, he said it, then I said it, then he repeated it, and then I said it with him. He repeated it again, like in the dream. I kept saying it with him until I got his master's name right. All right. And I remember looking at his artwork again, because like I said before, it wasn't like a tattoo at all. Well, none like a tattoo where it's just on the skin. It was protruding out of the skin. And it was amazing, y'all. It was amazing even to see in those colors, and even to see those hieroglyphs out of his skin. The hieroglyphs had no color. The only thing that had color was the snakes. The snakes, like I said before, they were this faint lime greenish yellow color. and it was 6 of them on his back. One of them that belonged to the group of 6 wasn't on his back, but it belonged to the group, which was over on the floor, which made 7 snake heads. Right? So that was my dream. You all, you can kind of go with it and take with it as you will. I will say this though. I will say this though. I went to sleep last night listening to Rod Hayes on Black Magic 363. I did go to sleep listening to Rod Hayes, Black Magic 363 on YouTube. And so, I don't know if Rod Hayes had a part in, well, I wouldn't say Rod Hayes because that's just a man name, but the energy of who he is, and of course, his higher council of light and those energies and those higher realm beings that connect with him came into my space as well. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you all. I definitely love being back home in my space because I have dreams like none other when I'm at home. I think my house is specifically for me to have these types of dreams, you all. So yeah, I want to leave you with that, and I leave you in peace and of course high frequencies, everybody.